Ms. DiLella, what challenges does Philadelphia face being the largest district in managing data?
I have two challenges among many, but the one that comes to mind mostly is trying to find our kids. We have about 150,000 students that we currently have in our own schools, about 214 schools. But in addition to that, we also keep track of our brick and mortar charters in our student information system, whereas there are 84 of those charter schools in Philadelphia. And the challenge has been that we have lots of turnover of our students and lots of common names. So every student, obviously, in the student system has a student ID. And when the Pennsylvania Secure ID came along, I remember being as part of the pilot, hearing this going, now we're going to provide a state ID for every student in the Commonwealth. And I'm thinking, oh my God, how are we going to do that? Well, we have figured out, and it has helped us tremendously. Thank you, PIM's team, thank you, PDE, for allowing us to use the Pennsylvania Secure ID, because we haven't only made a process on a weekly basis. We send our students up who are brand new. We probably run between 75 to 100 students every week, brand new, into the district. And we've been able to check the Pennsylvania State ID and be able to use that to help us with the demographic data that's in our systems. But there were two other areas where we did not have the students sitting in our own student system so that we could check to make sure we're not spending too much money and paying out to other institutions for these students when we knew that they were sitting in our schools. And that was one of which was the cyber students. Our cybers run about 6,000 Philadelphia students. And we basically spent this past year putting those students into our student system so that we were, I call it double dipping, so that we weren't just paying the cyber for that student, but also sitting in one of our district schools being absent for a number of days, and where the school did not know that the student had transferred to a cyber. So we've spent a lot of time doing that. We're now working on our out-of-district placement students, and they were all, both the cybers and the out-of-district placement students were housed in another system, but did not talk to our student system. And so now we're basically going through that initiative to be able to get our out-of-district placement students into our student system, so that if a child is sitting in one of our out-of-district placements, I know that if he's also sitting in one of our district schools being absent, again, usually that's the first telltale sign that that student really is at that other institution. So we're spending a lot of time now at weekly meetings talking to the various offices within the district to make sure that we know exactly where the students are. So that has helped save us some money from the district's perspective, and also I believe it helps us as these students come back into our district. The academic records are then more complete, because we have gaps if a student goes somewhere else and then they come back to the district, and then the schools have to work together to get that academic record back. We at least know where that student is, and we can bring that data back in.
Wonderful, thank you.